Hello everyone, today I thought I would do a craft haul and this is what's in the box craft edition. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the game show, but it's actually quite entertaining. It's on Netflix.
Let's find out what's in the box! Who is that? Oh my god!
But this is basically a trunk that we have at the end of our bed. And all of my craft supplies are in here. We live in a studio flat, so I don't have a lot of space. And I have a general rule: if it doesn't fit in there, I can't have it. So I won't mess around and I'll try and keep the video as short as possible. I have a lot to get through, so I don't think I'm going to open up all of the packaging or anything like that. But if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try and answer. But this is basically all of my boxes and miniatures that I have left to do, and I really enjoy making like book nooks and things like that. So these are the ones that are yet to have been made. I just push those to one side and then I will show you them one by one. So this one is by Cute Room and it's basically a little scene of a sweet shop. It's called Yummy Candy, and with all of the miniature sets you have to make all of the little pieces and put it all together, and it ends up being like a little building, which is quite cute. The next one, and I really love this series, I've done the little bakery already, and this one I believe is the Forest Wonderland. So if you can see that, it's like a little enchanted forest, and they're really small, they're tiny, they're literally like that big. I'll put a picture on screen of the one that I've done, but I love making them so much. Also have another one in the same set called Molly Garden, and it's basically a florist and it looks like a little shop front, and again obviously it's tiny, but they're very cute and they're fiddly to make, but I like making them. Next we have another one by Cute Room, and I've made this one already. I'm going to do a video tour of all of my book nooks as well actually, because I thought it'd be quite interesting to talk about what went wrong and what went right. This one is the Molan house, and again they're very tiny. When it's done it will look like that, and you can see it's all making little bits and pieces. They do take a very long time to make, but they are fun. This is a potential favourite of mine, and I'm holding off on making it because I'm waiting for us to go to Santorini. I've just taken the instructions out to show you a closer picture of it, but it's called Sea Breeze and it's all blue and white and it kind of looks like a Greek island. But I'm waiting for us to actually visit a Greek island and then I will make it, so it's more like a memory and it's a meaningful thing. Which we do not have any plans for that at the moment, but hopefully one day, and I'm saving it for a special occasion. Then we have one called Star Garden, and it's meant to look like a little dome and like a little greenhouse kind of thing. And what's interesting is they all light up. Every single one of them that I've made all have lights, and some of them have music. This last one that I have to show you is musical as well. And I have started making this, but a funny story, I'll show you. I did a tree, which hopefully it's still in one piece. I started doing this and the instructions were so annoying that I put it back in the box again, and that's as far as I've got with it. But this is like my dream one. This is my most anticipated one because it looks like some Hobbit Shire place and magical enchanted garden, and this is the one that I really want to do, but I just really dislike the instructions, so I will come back to it at some point, I don't know when. But it's called Whispering Woods and it's musical and it lights up and it looks very pretty. Okay, so there's definitely a problem with collecting embroidery kits, and I've basically had them all for a couple of years and I'm slowly doing them one by one. And the reason I got all of them is I basically wanted to get off of my phone and start doing hobbies. But a problem, they come from certain sketchy websites, and this was before I knew that they steal designs from people. So what I'm trying to do now is every time I make one of the kits, I try to look up and see if it was someone's original photograph or someone's original art design, because at the time when buying them, I didn't realise that they knock off people's art. But anyway, I'm still going to make all of the kits, because why would you throw them all away? Like, I have them, you wouldn't get rid of them, and I do love embroidery. I might have to take some of them out of the packaging so you can see the design properly. But basically they all come with an embroidery hoop. They have the needles and the thread. They have like an instruction manual that's got the design so you can refer back to it. And all of them are pre-printed. I'll show you one that I'm currently working on. This is going to be a scene in Venice with the boat and the bridge and everything. And basically what you do is obviously just follow the guideline and then you wash it out at the end. And they're all the same format exactly. But this one, I love this so much, and I'm waiting to do some sort of boat trip or cruise or something in the future, and I want to sit looking out at the ocean. I don't know, is anybody else like this, like saving crafts for a special occasion? But I basically want to look at the ocean and then do this one. So again, special occasion embroidery. Okay, we have a lot to get through, and you'll notice that they're all in order from summer, autumn, winter, because I like to have them in order of the season so I know where to look for them. So this is basically a little summer cottage, and I have two in the same set, I guess. I guess it was the same set because I bought them at the same time. And it's just basically nice floral looking little fields. This one I'm really looking forward to doing. It's a nice lavender field, and I think it looks very French, like rural French countryside, and I think it will be very pretty when it's done. I'm thinking of doing this one next once I finish the Venice one, because I really want to look at this on the wall. Then we have an ocean themed one, and I'm not sure how to do the waves. I have no idea. Maybe bullion stitch might be good for those. But I kind of just ad lib and kind of just work it out as I go along. Getting on to the autumnal section now. This one I really loved because autumn is my most favourite time of year. Actually, there are more autumn ones, I think, than anything else. This is just beautiful to me. I love like autumn colours. And again, I've got similar ones. This is like a nice country cottage with leaves, and this one, oh my goodness. I probably sound really nerdy right now, but I just love that colour palette. I just think it's so beautiful. And I think, imagine sitting in the woods sewing all of these autumn leaves while you're surrounded by autumn leaves. You can see these are such a pretty design, but they look suspicious. They look very computer generated, but it didn't look that bad on the website when I bought it. But again, I just love this whole like log cabin and autumn leaves and everything. So I do look forward to making them, but I was going to say these were the only two that didn't come with a hoop for some reason, and I don't know why. This one is a little pumpkin farm with a little cottage, and this is just like dream life to me, homesteading and countryside and growing pumpkins in the garden and being surrounded by trees. So I'm living out my fantasies by doing it in embroidery instead. And we have some Halloween themed ones because again, I love like Halloween and all things spooky, but in a cute kind of way, not a scary kind of way. So this is a little pumpkin house, and I've actually done one in this set already. I've got two haunted houses. Let me see if I can find the other one and I'll show you. But there's 4 in this set, and I bought 3 of them because I didn't like, the 4th one had a witch on it and I didn't want a witch on the wall. I know it sounds absolutely bonkers, but I don't want anything to do with witchcraft in our house. So I just went for the pumpkin ones. I'm absolutely superstitious and I'm going to own it. This is the one that I've done already from that set, and what I plan to do is do one every Halloween, and then after 3 years I can have all 3 of them hanging on the wall as a decoration. But yeah, it's quite a nice little project to do that takes years. Not all at once, but you do one a year and then you end up having something to look back on. We're in the Christmas pile. I did get a bit of an obsession with Christmas embroidery as well because I love winter and snow. And again, you'll see I just love log cabins and like countryside, and I just imagine one day we'll have a countryside house and we'll have all of these on the wall. And I actually had this vision, I'm going to sound really nerdy again, I had this vision that we have this like really old country home, and each season I change out the embroidery on the wall. So in winter I've got all of the winter ones hanging on the wall, and then in autumn I've got all of the autumn ones hanging on the wall, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've got a little the squirrels are definitely out of proportion on that. A little like country cottage in the snow. And then I've got a few of these in the same set, but it's kind of, it looks kind of Swiss mountain style, in a kind of animated way, but like little snowmen and mountains and things. And this is another one in the same series as well. And again, we love mountains and being outdoors, so I really look forward to them all being on the wall. Got this one to make as a Christmas gift for my partner because he likes little cute animals and penguins and things, and I thought he would really like that as a gift. So I'm yet to do that, but it will be a Christmas gift at some point. Then in the magic bag, and I don't know why this has come in a different bag to everything else, but it is my favourite one, so maybe they knew. Maybe the masters of scam websites knew to put this in a special envelope just for me. This is like my dream embroidery, and I was going to do it last Christmas and then I didn't because I wanted to save it for next Christmas so that I have something to look forward to. But it's basically a winter village. I'll just be careful taking it all out. It's basically a little winter village with lots of little houses and snow and Santa, and I just think it's so beautiful. And you can see all the little baubles on the trees and everything. I saw one that was really similar, so I ended up with this as well because I thought they'd make a good pair and look very nice together on the wall. And then finally, the very last one, I hope the rustling is not too loud, by the way. The very last one, again, is another wintry scene, and I think they all would look nice together if you had one wall of just loads of snowy log cabins. In the miscellaneous section, because we all have a miscellaneous craft section, I think, I'm not doing these yet until I'm better at sewing because it's going to be a disaster otherwise. But this is basically a hanging ornament. Let me open the packet. This is basically going to be a hanging ornament, and you have to embroider onto this really sheer material. So the reason that I'm not doing this yet is because the backs of my projects are terrible. Like, I can't even begin to show you. Let me show you. This is my embroidery journal, and I do little doodles on here, and this is the back, which is a bit embarrassing, but never mind. But I basically don't want to do these until I'm like an expert, because obviously you'll see both sides because it's a hanging ornament, it doesn't have a back on it. So I want to make sure I'm like super professional before I do these. And then I wanted to give them as a gift to my mum. Then this one is more of like a lavender looking plant, and again I just want to make sure that the backs look nice and I know what I'm doing because it's so sheer, the fabric, you'll see any little stitch that's out of place. We can play what's in the box. What is in the box?
What's in the box?
Again, I'm waiting to have a bit more expertise. But it's basically beaded embroidery, so instead of just doing the actual sewing, you're using all of the beads to make a 3D looking butterfly, and it comes with a picture frame and everything. But I'm just waiting to get a bit more intelligent at sewing before I have a go at this, and again I wanted to give it as a present to my mum. Staying in the same theme as needle and thread crafts, these are all of my cross stitch kits. I was going to say embroidery. These are all of my cross stitch kits that I'm yet to have a go at, and I literally have never tried cross stitch. So again, just miscellaneous ones. This is a nice Christmas one, and I really think this is a stolen piece of art because I think I've seen this as a jigsaw puzzle, unless they're just recycling images, I don't know. But it's quite a large one, and they all come with threads and needles, and the cross stitch kits I got, they're actually quite large ones as well compared to the embroidery. And I hope you can see that on camera, but they're quite large and they have the design printed, and then obviously you wash it after you've finished it. But I think this would take hours to do, which is why I haven't started one yet, because I don't like to have multiple projects on the go. I like to do one project, then move on to the next one. Then we have a little mushroom house, which I originally intended to gift this to a girl at my work, but I ended up getting her something else instead, so I kept it for myself. And that one goes in a little hoop as well. And then I have a very strange Halloween one. Look at the spelling of Halloween. Happy Halling Halloween, which I don't know if it's like that on here. I'm not sure if I looked. I can't remember. I haven't looked at this in a couple of years, so I'm not sure. Oh no, it's spelt correctly. So again, these can go in the hoop and they're smaller cross stitch. But yeah, Happy Halloween, it is spelt the right way. And this one, again, it goes with my dream life of living in the mountains and living in a little homestead. And it's very autumnal, and I do look forward to making this one. And again, it's quite large, like the Christmas one I just showed. And then this one finally is a really beautiful moth, and I love the colours on this, and I intend to make this as a gift for someone in the family. But I think it will look beautiful when I get around to it. Then I have one random crochet kit because I wanted to have a go and see if I liked it. But I don't need any more hobbies, so I've put off trying it because I don't want to get into anything else. I already do miniatures, I already do embroidery and needle felt, and I've started journaling a lot recently, so I don't want to take up any more hobbies at all. But in the future I will have a go at this. I don't know if you can see in there what it is, but if I remember rightly, it was a little frog. I remember it being green, and I think it was a little frog. I picked this up secondhand off of eBay, and it's all brand new, not used, and it's basically a garland. And when you make it, I love this. And again, I was going to do it last Christmas or the Christmas before, and I saved it because I want to do it as like a family project. I thought it'd be really cool if like I did one, my dad did one, or something like that, you know. But it's basically a roast dinner, and then it hangs on a string so you can hang it on the wall, and I just think that's really cute and lovely. I'm starting to get a little bit of guilt over how many kits I have, but I am like first and foremost against consumerism and buying in excess, and I don't buy clothes, I don't shop at all, and this pretty much was just a couple of purchases, and I kind of thought I need to break the habit of doom scrolling, looking at my phone, watching YouTube and Netflix. And if I've got activities to do for the next 10 years of my life, then I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I could do that kit. Oh, I could do that kit. And if you've got it there, then it's available for you. So I don't buy anymore. It's just what is in there is in there. And there's not allowed to be any more in there until it empties out, kind of thing. Or unless there's a couple of things that I want to add on, like a bit of scrapbooking kit or something. But yeah, I just thought it's a good way to be like, oh, look at all these hobbies you can do for the next 10 years. Don't watch TV. But yeah, anyway, that's my little ramble. I've got a 3D bird kit. I've seen a few different designs of these, like cows and farm animals and things, but I quite liked the little bird kit, so I will have a go at those. And then for date night, or again a family activity, I got a couple of paint by number kits because I thought they're good to do together. So this one is, I hope you can see on the camera, it's a kind of Asian looking landscape, and it's very pretty with what looks like blossom trees, and it's got paints and paintbrushes in there. Then this one is like a country landscape. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's basically a little house with an old car with some little geese at the bottom, or chickens, I think they're geese. And I thought it'd be cute to do with my partner in the evenings, where he sits at one end and I sit at the other end, and we both do painting by numbers. And the final one is a little mountain landscape. I'm not sure how good they show up on camera, but it's basically, it looks like a big snowy Alps mountain with a little lake in the front and a little cabin again. I also managed to fit 2 jigsaws in the box. This one is really interesting, this one. We like doing jigsaws a lot, and we like doing things that are not watching TV, so like playing board games and stuff. And once we've done the jigsaws, we usually put it in the street group chat, does anybody want a jigsaw? And then someone will say, oh, can I have it at number 85 or whatever, you know. So this one is an all edge jigsaw, so it's meant to be very difficult. And then I've got one of a place that we went to in Italy, and again I just bought these second hand off of eBay actually. I had a French looking one, it looked like Strasbourg, and it came with this, and I just bought like 2 for a fiver kind of thing, and then we redonate them, and it carries on going round and round. But we've actually been to this place in Italy, and we stood right there and I cried at how beautiful it is, and it's just absolutely a really stunning place to go to. But I thought I'd do the jigsaw version and then somebody else can have it after us. I have a couple of packets of sun printing paper because I've been getting into that. In my little journal, I'll just show you some examples. I've been doing sun printing to put in my journal, and I think they come out very pretty. It's a very nice little easy craft to do and quite creative. So yeah, I have a couple of packets of those, and then I have 3 little watercolor sets, and they all come with a paint, and it's basically like paint by numbers but without the numbers. It has the outline. I'll just show you. So this one is all landscaped themed, and obviously you've got the little reference, but they don't give it, I mean, it is a paintbrush, but it's a different type of paintbrush. You fill that with water. They're all watercolors, and you fill that with water and then you squeeze it, so you're not constantly dipping the paintbrush into a pot of water all the time. So it kind of makes it a bit more portable. But they basically give a little sheet of paints, and then they have all of the designs printed on the paper, which they're all going to be upside down because I'm filming, of course. And then, yeah, like paint by numbers, you just use the outlines, because I'm not an artiste. I have no, like, I wouldn't be able to draw that, but I'm quite happy to sit and colour that in as a relaxing activity. And these are kind of similar as well, where this is all kind of like European landscapes. I'll just show you the back. You can see the Leaning Tower of Pisa and Santorini, and they're quite cute to do. They take like a couple of hours, but it's a hobby, isn't it? It's something fun to do. And then this one again is like little pretty landscapes. Been working my way through this underwater themed one, so I've got a few done already, like these little pretty ones, seahorse and everything. But they make quite a cute, easy hobby. Something which is a more recent purchase, which has been helping me with anxiety, is adult sticker collections. They're basically called PET scenes, and I'll show you one that's done. But I mean, you can get them in any theme, but I kind of go for shop themed because I like lining things up and organising things. Yes, potentially autistic, have a diagnosis in September. But yeah, I really like doing these because they're kind of relaxing and de-stressing. And I'm working, this one is a little cake shop, and I'm working on a record shop at the moment. And I just show you this one because it's open, but basically it comes with millions of tiny little stickers, and then you just follow the reference and stick them all on and line them all up, which greatly satisfies me. But the ones I have, and I mean, they're all kind of similar with the same format, it's just literally stickers. You get the little rooms, and then you just refer to the pictures and you stick them all on. Here's the little reference things. And these ones, this one is basically all scenes of like looking in a dollhouse kind of thing. And again, you've just got all of the rooms, and then you've got all of the stickers. I definitely recommend these, and these will be next on my list to do. They're the same brand as the ones that I just showed, but this one is basically a supermarket. Oh, we have a loose sticker there. This one is basically a supermarket. This one is a bakery, and then this one is like a kind of wine bar sort of looking place, like a kind of restaurant looking place. But they're great for de-stressing because there's so many little stickers that you're just looking at where they are in the picture and you're lining everything up, so it's quite satisfying. Okay, we're getting near the end. These are 2 iron-on transfers, and I couldn't decide which one was better, so I got them both. But I basically want to go to the charity shop and thrift a really old jumper, like a big cozy one, like a kind of fleecy looking thing. And then I want to iron on, the reason I haven't done it yet is we don't have an iron, but I want to iron on the transfers, and you could cut them so it's not one big sheet, I think, maybe. And I was thinking of doing one on a tote bag as well, and then the tote bag could have gifts in it for people, but they're just both Christmas themed. But I haven't got around to doing that yet because one, I haven't been to the charity shops because I don't shop, and two, we don't have an iron. In this beautiful big bag, which has been repurposed from Germany, from a supermarket, I have all of my needle felting things, and I quite enjoy needle felting a lot. I basically, it's a bit chaotic, I don't know if you can see, and it's probably all going to fall up all over the place. I basically do needle felting, and I have a bunch of just different types of wool and different colours, and I got some dividers off of eBay. I think these were sock dividers to put in like your cupboards, but I thought it would be really good to store the wool so that I can see all of the colours, because I like to see things in order, like, you know, I've got all of the blues, all of the reds and everything. Sometimes I do free for all needle felting, I was going to say cross stitching, and then sometimes I follow little patterns. So for example, I have an unfinished one. It doesn't have an arm. I still need to finish this and put another arm, and then he's meant to have a little like outfit on, which I haven't done yet. Currently actually working on this night sky one, which it will probably be my next video, as I'm sort of a third of the way through with that. My mum works for a charity shop, so she gets in a lot of secondhand things, and she saw this in one of the donation things, and she thought I might like it because it's a little hamster. And then this one, it was donated, and it was kind of just a mishmash of things. I can't remember what creature it was going to be. All of the instructions were kind of weird and didn't make sense. I don't really know what it's meant to be. Maybe a hedgehog. But I thought that I might just use the wool and use it for a different project, because it's actually really good quality wool. It feels really soft. I think it's synthetic. I don't think it's real, but it's really like soft and silky feeling, which I just thought I might use it for something else. Other than that, I have some pieces of material. I wanted to have a go at EPP and try and make my own hexagonal cushion. So I got some material for that. And I've also been learning sewing things. I made like a little purse and things, trying to learn like hand sewing, because I think it branches out from just doing the embroidery. But I just basically have, they're not very big pieces. They're all kind of like small squares, and they're enough to mess around on, and I won't show them all, but they're all just basically little like floral designs, and good to have a practice on, and good to just make little bits and bobs to expand my knowledge with sewing. On to the last little section. I have some card making supplies because I thought it was a really fun activity to make cards with my family. So last time I was at my mum's house, we did some Christmas cards kind of thing. So I've repurposed this box and just put stuff in it. But I've just got all little like Christmas charms and stickers and things, and like washi tapes and stuff. And I've got some like doll's house lights and things to stick onto cards, that kind of thing, like scrapbooking stuff that you can use for card making. And obviously comes with glue dots and Pritt stick and things, and then this was a nice little set that I saw, and it's basically decoupage. I was going to say embossing, but it's basically a little decoupage set, which we did use a few of them when we made cards last time. And then from eBay I got a really old craft bundle. Someone was just getting rid of all of their Christmas bits and bobs, so they're basically all sheets of Christmas papers and bits and things, which we did use quite a few of them, and obligatory blank cards to actually make the cards, of course. And finally, something which is probably not that exciting compared to everything else, I've been doing a lot of journaling, as I mentioned, which this is my little journal. And I basically have a few like scrapbooking supplies in another box. So I've got little like random stickers and things, and little random post-it note things which I've been sticking in there, and like little window frames and little stamps. I think I just said the word little so many times, I don't know how many times, but yeah, like artificial flowers and things like that. And I believe that is everything in the craft box apart from a tea towel which happens to randomly be in there. Something which deserves a mention is I have my craft mat in there, and like glues and scissors and things that I actively use for like every single project, like mini screwdrivers and stuff like that for miniature kits and stuff. But yeah, that has come to an end. We have gone through the entire what's in the box, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favourite is, or if you want me to make anything next, and I'll try and keep that in mind. But literally it's like the next 10 years of my life. These are the hobbies that I want to do, and they're all things that I love. So they're things that I'm looking forward to making, and I can't wait to have them all on display. But yeah, thanks for watching.